This month's main sale is all about stadium sailing. So we're talking to the stars of the Extreme Sailing Series about the impact that this adrenaline-fueled format is having on the sport.
The Extreme Sailing Series really allows people to come down and actually see what sailing's about, and even though the racing becomes very tough because it's close into shore, the wind's shifting a lot, it's really exciting and really interesting. Yeah, even though it's tougher, I think everyone copes with it pretty well, and it's the same for every boat, so it's good fun.
For years and years, sailing was far away from everyone, and then arriving at the end of the afternoon and saying, I won the race. Now it's not like that. Everyone can see that, everyone can live it. Sometimes when you have heavy winds, it can be quite, I would say, challenging. And that's good for the public, but it can be a little bit dangerous for us. But that's the price to pay for a show like this.
There's a tight battle for the championship going on here this weekend, but there are also a few new boats racing, including for the first time ever in the Extreme Sailing Series an all-female crew. The team are largely drawn from the all-female crew who sailed around the world in the Volvo Ocean Race as part of Team SCA, including British sailor Annie Lush. It's quite a change to switch from a global ocean course to the tight confines of stadium sailing. So I was keen to ask her how the team were coping with the transition.
It's funny, I think 10 years ago when I think this concept really came in and we started to do this sort of stadium style racing, we all complained about it. We're used to, long courses and the wind being quite even therefore, and as soon as you come in near the land it gets really shifty. It's very easy to sort of get past or to pass someone, and lots of the sailors weren't keen on that, but I think we've just adapted to that now, and that's, you come here to the Extreme Sailing Series and that's what you're agreeing to go and race in.
How easy is it to come as a brand new team and you be up to speed?
Yeah, it's definitely not easy to be up to speed straight away. Some of these teams, America's Cup teams, they train in this kind of racing and these kind of boats all the time. We managed to make it around the course yesterday, but we're still a long way from being competitive with the top guys. Communication is definitely one of the hardest things. You have no time, there's no time for sentences, you just need sort of one-word calls. It's really difficult.
Are you aware of the stadium, of the crowd? Can you hear all that?
Yesterday we had one very good race. I think we were sort of in third up with the top guys in one of the races, and as we came past the VIP stadium we could hear everyone cheering for us, and I think that's brilliant. It's like being in a real stadium. I suppose that's what it's like if you're actually a 100-metre sprinter.
I always think it's a bit strange. As you say, the boats have got faster and faster, and yet you sail them in a smaller and smaller course. It's like having your Ferrari in a supermarket car park. It is a bit strange.
Yeah, it is a bit strange, and I think there is an element of sailing which is just about pure line, straight line speed, and that is still part of the game, but it's becoming less and less so because you're always turning a corner. So I wonder if we'll end up with some sort of racing that's just, straight line drag racing. Maybe it'll completely change and we will be doing 100-metre sprinting.
For a team of first-timers, the Thalassa Magenta crew made an impressive debut. In fact, the new teams this act really shook up the results, with the Noroto boat finishing second overall, and with Red Bull taking third. There wasn't even a place on the podium for Larsen and his Oman Air team. The winners of the regatta were the Swiss Alinghi team, who had been so hot recently that they're now just 2 points behind Oman Air, setting up an unbelievable fight for the 2016 title at the last act in the series next month. Sydney Harbour will be the fitting battleground course for the finale, as these foiling extreme machines will be able to let rip at their top speed on one of the world's most iconic stadium sailing venues. It's hard to imagine how things can get any more extreme.
Stadium racing is clearly here to stay. We've already seen how much of the top end of the sport has already adopted the format. And in the last 10 years, it's got faster, the sailors better, it's got cooler, the viewing product has got slicker. One wonders now where it all might go next.